Hey everybody, it's VoiceOver Aurora, and welcome back to my channel. And today I've got yet another collab with Raven, Darkest Raven Designs. I just call her Raven. We did a collab last month, and I will put a little iCard up there so you can go watch that one too. Seems like we're doing a collab every month, which is so cool. I'm really enjoying it. This one is a little different. We picked a topic, crystals, which I have never painted before. I once she said that, I was like, I've never even drawn those before, so this is going to be interesting. So as you can see, I'm using watercolor, and right before this, you kind of see me like sprinkle something on there. Well, that's rock salt. It's just plain old salt. It's like the larger grain salt, while the paint is still wet. And it leaves you this really cool pattern in the background. And if you haven't tried that, I highly recommend it, because I just love the patterns that it leaves. But here I cut out all the sketching because you really couldn't see it. So I just kind of, looks like I just jumped into painting the crystals when there is a sketch. It's there, you just can't see it very well. So I'm just basically blocking in all the different colors that I wanted for this picture of crystals. I didn't, because I've never really drawn crystals in anything I'd ever done, I figured I better just keep this pretty simple and just draw crystals. So that's what this is. It's just like a group of like little geode crystals growing out of their little base there. And I think I had more problems trying to figure out what colors to put where to kind of reflect that rainbow effect. So, bear with me here. It does turn out in the end. I swear to you it does. But, yeah, this is just my going through the basic, putting the colors down where I thought they should go, and making sure that nothing was sitting next to each other so that you didn't get lost in the translation. So, then the little base, I'm painting that in there. I ended up using so many sparkly paints in this, it was ridiculous. And it comes out looking just fantastic. I really love how it turned out in the end. And yeah, it was new. It was a definite challenge for me, and I like a challenge. So when Chantel said, let's do crystals, I was like, okay, let's do that. So that's what we're doing. I can't wait to see hers. I have seen sketches of what she was planning to do, and I was very impressed. So you definitely got to go and see her video too. But this is almost done. This is where I'm using my the gold paints to kind of put highlights in, and the one I'm using right now is like a white shimmery kind of a paint. It's really pretty. It just puts little highlights on everything. It just makes everything look very, very shiny, and I really enjoyed using them. It's amazing how much water you have to add to them to actually get them to activate. It was just like I had to keep adding water and adding water. But once they get good and soft, you still have to go back with a little bit of water, but not as much. But they just added this really pretty gold shimmer to the whole thing, and I was like, wonder what this color will do. So I just went through like all the colors. And it really did add something. And of course, I could not leave out the waxes that Chantel had sent me, because they are so shimmery and so beautiful. I just love using them. And this is the second time I've used them in a piece. And I will put the link to the last time I used them also up there in the iCards. But they're just gorgeous. Oh, they are just so pretty. And I love that they came in all the colors that I was actually using in the watercolor, so that I could kind of double up and kind of give them a little bit of an extra zing. So they do a lot of just beautiful highlights, and they're just gorgeous. And I love using them. And of course Chantel was like, well, that's what they're for. They're for crystals. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I really thank her for sending those to me because they really are just fantastic. I can't wait to use them with my polymer clay, which, oh, that's going to be cool. And I do have some things in the works for that. So here I am. I'm also adding a few in the background because it looked like it was tilted too much to the right. So I had to kind of balance everything out a little bit. You don't want everything symmetrical perfectly because they don't grow that way. They're very much like snowflakes. Everything is different. Every one of them is different. So, and I had to like add some more of that white to the background because it just seemed like it needed it. You know, the shinier the better. I'm like a raccoon that way. And here I am finishing up with that. And then I thought, you know, this needs like a little bit of extra at the bottom. It just seems so plain. And that's when it hit me. I need to put in like a quote or something at the bottom. And, you know, well, right here I'm just outlining all the crystals, but which pens don't like to go over that wax very much at all. So that I struggled with that a little bit. But once I'm done with that, you'll see where I write something at the bottom. And it is very true, as far as I'm concerned, that we are all very different. And, you know, you're all one in a million. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. You're supposed to be yourself and do your own thing and be happy with who you are. And that's just how life is. So I'm going to leave you to the rest of this with a little bit of music. And at the end, I will come back and explain some more stuff. There you go. So there it is, everybody. The crystal collab between me and Darkest Raven Designs. So please make sure you go over to her channel as well and check hers out and watch what she did because it's really awesome, very awesome. So do that, do all the cool YouTube stuff where you subscribe and ring that bell, and I will see you in my next video. Love y'all bunches. Bye.